Hi, Dad. I was talking and then realized I wasn't on stage. Yeah, I forgot to add myself on stage. Okay, I'm alright. How are you guys? What's going on? Phew, I'm tired today, so if I don't make any sense, well, it did a thing. But just so you know, I'm tired today, so. But what's going on? How's everyone been? I have I've been okay. Not sleeping, but I've been okay. Just I had insomnia bad. But today I not would have taken the day off, not gonna lie. But it's what's it? We have a guest here today. And she's not here at the moment, but she'll be here. And we all know her. And if Pat talked less than Diamond, she is here to talk about some things that she struggles with on a daily basis. And so while we're waiting for her, I'm going to see who's here. And Lee takes the trash and the tacos out, puts out a variety of finger foods and snacks, soft drinks, and various waters on the table. Put some Oreo cookies in milk, thank you, with white dark and milk chocolate fountain, pretzels, marshmallows, and fruit. Welcome to Diamondz Painting with N&D. Tammy, help yourself, come on in, grab a snack, and hit the like button on the way you see. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. Gotta have the Oreos and milk, that's for sure. Hi, Michi. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Well, yeah, I did Friday. So, hey, Nut, how was your birthday? I was in your live today. Um, it was a good live. It was. I don't know how you got live so much. I absolutely admire you for that because I feel like I'm gonna hurl sometimes and I've got to lie on myself. So I don't know how you do it so much. So you need to let me know your secret. Hello, Mr. Nat. I'm gonna start asking you the same thing I asked Christopher. Are you gonna the head today? And probably not. That is okay. Doesn't make life fun. Hello, Linda. Thank you for coming. And Lee, I see the time, dude. I do. I was thirsty. That's what hit me, Salon. I was thirsty. And then I consider out why I couldn't see myself on stage. I hadn't added myself to the stage, but whatever. That is okay. Hi, Cindy. How are you? And Eve, what's going on, Eve? Looking forward to some real inside stuff. Yeah, she had his. She and I talked one day for hours, and she is very intuitive. And I could talk to her all day long, and she knows her stuff. And unfortunately, like all of us, she deals with some heavy stuff, like, with her restless leg, and that is one thing she'll be talking about tonight. One of many things. It's not all going to be serious. She had an event that we're doing, we're all running together, so, she can tell you all about that. Your nothing is okay other than you think you're getting the flu. Oh no, I hope not. That I hope not. That's it. Hi, Michelle. That is how to feel better, that's for sure. Yeah, Cat always has to make an entrance. That is for sure. Cat continues to have a little. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I'll hold down the fort because I'm so good at being live on my feels, right? I don't know what you were thinking. And it was good, and thank you for popping in anytime. Anytime. Unfortunately, most of the times when you're live, that is when I finally start resting well. I was sleeping so good, and my mom had to end up working today instead of tomorrow. And so, of course, I could not sleep last night. I was wired. I mean, I was wired. I was bouncing off the wall. Mom told me that 11 o'clock. She said, "Are you going to settle down because you're about to dinner?" Know the story down. I said, "I'm sorry, I can't sleep." I was just, I don't know, hyper. So I didn't sleep, and I went to bed about, I don't know. I stayed on the phone until really late. With thank God, because like I did, I was bouncing off the walls. I don't know what I would have done, but I feel sorry for the editor trying to talk to me. But I finished my section on the painting that I'm working on, and then I'm to do it around 5:30. Is that right? Yeah, 5:30. So I got the little 10:38, something like that, and I had to do it. So I'm tired. It was, and Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. How are you? I had not talked to Richard yet, but I hope to do that soon. Hello, Miss Lily. How are you doing? Pat's here that way. Well, she's not here that should be here. So, let's see. Let me get on down here. Hi, Allison. How are you? Christopher, are you down at the head today? Nope, he's not. He never does. You're going to sleep all weekend. It's going to be way too cold here. How cold is it supposed to be? There. Totally cold here too. The snow neither gonna melt. Neither either. It did she was up way too late for work night. Yeah, we were kind of late. Let's see. Well, hello, Morgana. What you doing, girl? It did not sleep in when it's freezing out, but you're not going. Yep, you're right. It does. They'll tell you the sleep not do that at all until you have to. But yeah, I'm thankful I didn't have to go anywhere during this cold winter. Although I called in a prescription, and I hope I can get it. I hope because we start to have more bad weather. So, how much snow did you guys end up getting? It was a letdown here, not gonna lie. I didn't want the ice. I wanted double digits of snow, no ice, and I didn't want it to be below zero. And that's not too much to ask. I got below zero. I didn't get hardly any ice at all, and barely any snow. So yeah. I didn't get my double digits of snow. I thought that was rude. Had I had that since I was a kid, it would have been really nice. Freezing here, single digits at night. When was it? What's night? Thursday, Monday? Was it Monday? It was like the low 20 degrees with the wind chill factor here. That's cold. It get cold here, but it hasn't been that cold here in a really long time. It that she got about a foot of snow and 3 inches of solid rock candy coating on top. Yep. Well, we didn't. So, there's that. You had 11 inches of snow in your area in Missouri. See, I didn't. Without a doubt, what forecasted just that double digit. Rather than you got my double digits of snow. Yes, it is cold here. It is so cold. So, yeah, Mom had to work today, and my sister had to drive her. Because she will not drive in the snow at all. And I told her, I said, you do know that she can wreck just as well as you can, right? And she looked at me, she said, why? I said, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. But my point was, she is just as capable of driving in the snow with my sister. I don't get this, like people think that I need, frankly, a man to drive in the snow. When women can drive in the snow just as well, just say it. They can. In fact, some men can't drive at all. You really like living in the Southwest. And I simply have her here. Hi, drive it all. How are you? Not living in the Southwest.
I'm so sorry.
I simply have her here. Hi. No, it's okay. You didn't
No,
turn the thing down.
I forgot that I could automatically put people in, and I didn't know. I didn't know how to. Oh my god, it put me right on. I'm sorry. I wanted to just
No.
hang out a little bit in the background.
Well, at least you didn't do what I did. I hit
What
the
did you
line, and
do?
I'm sitting here trying to talk to everybody, and I can't figure out why nobody's responding to what I'm saying. I wasn't even on stage.
Oh my goodness. See, you weren't on stage, and I hopped right on stage. I
Yep.
just
Yep.
let myself in.
Just let yourself in, and I forgot my water. That was genius.
Oh no.
I'm
Yeah. No,
genius.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared that I
Well,
have
I'm
to
gonna
say.
let you talk the whole time then because I
No,
know
no, no, no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah,
No.
I am. He
No.
said she won't even drive in and out of the holler on the perfectly dry day. Yeah.
I
Okay, I
it
did do that. Yeah, I
let me
did do
see.
that. Yeah, and I didn't know me wouldn't either. It's 21 that it feels like 15 with the wind chills around 10 below tonight. Ouch. Where's Lee? He's here. He's here. He's here. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing. Okay, I'm trying to find comments. I want to see people's comments, but it's
That's
not letting.
okay. I promise. I think. Hi,
I'm
name. Wait. How? Wait.
always in a predicament. Let me see. What did I do over
I can
here?
show you the. Okay, I won't. I won't. I was gonna show that picture, but I'll do not. Just a little what? A woman driving in the sun? Exactly. We all can drive in any conditions we want to drive in. That's my point. If you can drive in the sun, I can drive in the sun, I can drive in the snow, you can drive in the sun. Well, okay, I can't drive at all. But you know what I'm trying to say? I had to shovel in from the snow. That's what teachers don't want. Hey, listen. And yes, I did, Lily. Oh, man, I'm not prepared at all. I should have gotten it. That I had to do an unboxing. I did that I had to do an unboxing. And yeah, Kat, let me tell you, Kat had to do some shoveling, that's for sure. Hi, Sarah Ann. How are
Hi,
you?
Sarah.
You won't be here long, you're laying in bed sick. I don't know, Sarah. Well, you
Oh
know what?
no.
If you need to rest, you do that. You do that.
So many people are sick. Ugh.
Yeah, I started saying that. You've not even gotten out of your house, you said, in days. So there you go, talking to me about driving in the sun. Hey, it's
I'm just gonna
super
grab a
crazy.
cable. Grab a cable.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought I
dear,
was.
you stay as long as you can, and if you need to go, there's always replay.
Thank you for
Always,
being here, Sarah.
thank you very, very much. Okay, so how are you, Miss Pat?
I am obviously all over the place. I'm a little discombobulated, I guess. I don't know. I thought I was got myself ready. I just had some last minute things to do. I forgot that I had my charger in the car and I hadn't gotten it. Then I got a delivery and I was like, you know what? I'll forget about it after the live and it'll sit there. And I'm like, let me go grab it now. So just a lot of going on. How are you? I think I'm like, I don't know if it just delayed. Where am I looking? Okay, this is where I'm
You're
looking.
delayed.
No, I'm looking at the okay now. Oh my goodness. You know
I'm
what
not gonna
happened is
help
that
you.
I have to do it on the phone. Oh, there we go, but that's not what I want. There we go. No, that's not. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to stop playing. Put it back. Put it back. Go back. Okay, I'm just gonna not going to
What
touch anything.
what do you need? Do what I do. You know what
What's
I do? I always hit the live on my phone also.
Well, I'm on StreamYard on my phone because I don't have the computer,
Right.
my situation with the computer and
Yeah,
stuff. So,
I
but that's what
do.
so do I just set up my iPad so I can at least have something else going and
Okay.
stuff, but because everything's too small on the phone.
It is.
So,
It is. I don't
mhm.
like turning StreamYard on my phone. I have at times,
I
but
don't
I
like
don't like
this.
it. And you're right, Matt. You can always get a reaction out of Eve. You can always count on that. Where's your green screen, Cat? Yeah,
Hi,
that
Lily.
one's good.
Hi, Eve.
But Nat wants to know where your green is. Which is true.
Oh,
You're always behind something.
I know I didn't because I didn't realize I was doing it on here and I even had it just yeah, no, I don't. And this is not my I don't know. Don't ask Matt, why are you asking me hard questions already?
I was gonna see how long it took you to yell at him. So there you go.
Stop it.
There you go.
Mm.
Okay, can you now share Kelly with the absolutely died. I sucked. I meant to put in link last night and didn't. Well, not last night, early yesterday evening. I thought that I was gonna put
Hi,
in link
Risa.
and I didn't. And so now that it's already mentioned, definitely that's all I know. That yeah, that Kelly site, you're the for cat channel. That's all. That absolutely.
Please,
You're a
thank you.
curious fella, he
Thank
said.
you.
Whatever.
Thank
Um.
you, Lily.
Rita, how are you, honey? How you doing? Rita's in Florida. She just got back from Florida.
Nice.
Yeah,
That is really nice.
she went down to the beach. Got that beach on
When
an
I just
island.
went out, it is so frigid. Oh my gosh,
Is
it
it?
is so cold. Yeah.
What's the temperature there?
I don't even, I would have to look on my phone and I'm using my phone. I don't know, but it felt really, really cold. I went to take out the garbage and check the mail.
It's cold
And then
here.
when I went to get the package, I'm like, oh no,
It is
too
cold
cold.
here.
It
But yeah,
was, let me
if
see.
you could share Cat Channel 2, guys, I would appreciate that. You just did eat. Thank you. Cat has left the
It is,
building.
I'll be right back. It's 15 degrees.
15. I
15
don't know what it is.
degrees. I don't know if, yeah, that's cold. That's cold.
It's 29. Oh, no, wait, that's the calendar. Hold on. It's 26. Sorry.
That's awesome. That is just awesome.
I told you I'm crazy. I'm tired. Okay.
Okay, I'm very tired.
On that and leave. That's what I do. Anything that goes wrong on the light, it's all their fault because they're
Okay,
always,
that's a deal. Let's do that.
yeah,
Let's do
Christmas
that.
on that leave. Sorry that you like. Okay, it's supposed to be 6 and 7 wind chill this weekend. That is ridiculous. We've never been that
In
cold.
South Georgia. Oh
That's
my goodness.
ridiculous. That's too cold.
That's just crazy. So my son, my adult son and his wife live upstate New York. I'm in New York. For those of you that don't know or can't pick up on the accent. Um, and he runs a campground up in the Adirondacks. So it's this big um campground company. So he had to go train somebody in North Carolina, and it was going to be like a month or something like that, or weeks. So he took the RV and took his family and the dogs, and they figured that would be their vacation because this is his break. This is his time off. So he heads down there and he figures, my daughter-in-law is from Texas, from Houston, so she's always looking for that warm weather. They get down to North Carolina and it's been not good. They're like,
Oh
they
no.
did not anticipate the cold. I don't know if they're prepared for it. Like if they didn't pack, because obviously in the RV, they're going to pack as light as possible. And my son, the Boy Scout, he's always like, everything has to be just right. So I have a feeling they didn't quite pack for this weather. Yeah. Yeah. And now it's
Oh,
going to be even colder. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I feel bad for them.
well,
I'm like,
that's
so,
how it's in Texas, like Mississippi, parts of Mississippi got hit hard. And they've not had weather like that since the 90s. They don't know how to. I was watching the news, believe it or not. I need to watch the news. But they don't know how to live down there like that. They really don't. So you're you're then typing. Oh yeah, you're moving, aren't you, Mitchie?
yes,
You
Mitchie is moving.
yeah. Wow. I you're moving to what? Costa Rica? Is that right? She's moving to Costa Rica?
She's moving to Puerto Rico
Puerto
to she's
Rico, that's what I
to my
meant.
to our grandmother's house. That's been sitting there since my grandmother passed, and so she's gonna go open it up, get it fixed, get it so that we all have a place to go. Like it belongs to us, but it belongs to all my mother's siblings. But now that my mother's gone, so now it belongs to us too.
Right.
So yeah, so she's gonna do it, and her husband's gonna help her. Her boyfriend's gonna help her with repairs and things because you can't leave a house closed there. You have to, the weather is so harsh that you have to paint
Mhm.
constantly, the outside, the exterior of the house, and the fence, and the wrought iron fence, and everything always has to be kept up. So she's got a lot of work ahead of her. Well, not her, she's not going to be doing it, but they have family that's gonna help. And yeah, and then we'll have a place to go when we want to go vacation.
So that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. That's not. What's the weather like there? Is it hot?
Balmy, steamy, humid. You get all out of the airport in Puerto Rico and San Juan, and it just hits like a wall. Like you just hit this wall, and it's like, oh my God. I used to dread having to go whenever I would go constantly because I would, or often rather, to help my grandmother and my mother and stuff, but and my grandfather. But
Sounds like heaven to me. Just saying. It does. I
what's
love it
that?
that I love it that hot. I do.
You
I love
do, yeah. Mitchie can do better with it. She has lived over there during her adult life. She spent some time there in her late teens, early adulthood, and so she can bear with it a little bit. Although the heat does get to her too, but I do not do well there. I do not. This does not do well there at all. It's like you get out of the shower and you got to jump right back in. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, but
yeah. Yeah, it
Certain
is.
times a certain times a year in the winter it's nicer because it's the weather is milder. So it's not it's a little bit more bearable. It is beautiful there. It is beautiful.
It is. I mean, I've seen pictures and not yet know something in there, and they said it really, really nice there.
Mhm.
But they said the same thing. They went in like
Oh, oh my gosh. Oh no.
July, and she said, "Why shower? It did no good at
It
all."
does nothing.
Yep.
It does not help at all. At all.
Yeah. So, so how are you today?
I'm a little tired. I'm a little down, a little depressed. So I have recurrent depressive disorder. So today is a depressive day, is what I'm gonna call it. But
Hmm.
I'm okay. I'm good. There's a lot going on, and yeah. So I'm just tired. I'm really exhausted. I didn't sleep well. My restless leg was bad last night, and yeah, so I didn't sleep well, and then I thought I could nap sometime today. I spoke with Mitchie for a while, and then I was supposed to get off and go nap, and I wasn't able to. Instead I cleaned. So yeah, so I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty
Yeah,
wiped.
the typical you. You're like me. We don't lie down when we should, and then
Hmm.
yeah, then
Yeah.
later comes and like, why didn't I lie down? That's me anyway.
Hmm.
So you mentioned you had restless leg, and I know what it is. I don't know what it is, and I assume that most people don't really understand what it is. Um, no, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it kind of like you're in bed and you wanna move but can't move, that kind of thing, or what is it?
I know
Like,
what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, that's something
what
totally,
am I
totally.
thinking of?
You're thinking of, oh, what's the name? Is it gonna come to me? I do forget things a lot these days, but
I'm thinking of something
it's a paralysis. It's a form of paralysis. Is when you're in the deep REM state, your body naturally keeps you from moving, so that
like
if you're dreaming
yeah,
of like
right,
falling, you don't actually fall, But then there are people that actually wake up during that time period and they can't move. And I actually had
it's
suffered
reality.
from that a lot when I was younger. It has not It's the most horrible, frightening thing. And yeah,
I
no,
never
it
had
hasn't
that.
happened in a long time. Oh, it's horrible. It was, yeah. It's you cannot move and you're trying to move. You're actually like awake. You can, it's just, yeah. So a lot of people do have that those experiences, and they are frightening. Especially back then when you didn't know what it was, had no idea what it was. It didn't have a name. And even the restless leg syndrome, because that started young. I don't know how far back as I can remember, I was in high school and I had the restless leg, and it was really hard in class, and I was embarrassed and I didn't know what it was. It didn't have a name back then that I was aware of. Until I think I spoke to my little brother and he was describing the same symptoms. So we both have it and my father has it. So it does tend to run in families too. Actually, I just recently saw something that stated that scientists have found in the chromosome the gene that actually contains the restless leg syndrome, that gene. So it does, tend to run in families. So I'm like, can we just go in there then and remove it? It is like the worst thing ever that I've had to live with, and one of the worst things. And unfortunately, it's only getting worse as I get older, and that does tend to happen. That's typical. But mine is so bad already that it really does interfere with my life, and my husband's life, because apparently it made him crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, if the topic would come up, he would describe me as a flopping fish, and he could not take it. Like when we were first married, it would only happen episodically, like in periods of time. And I would like get up. I would like have to get something cold, or go outside if it was winter and just kind of cool off a little bit, and that sometimes helped. What it is, let me go back. Let me, because I'm jumping ahead. So restless leg syndrome is a movement disorder. It's of the legs, and you have this overwhelming urge and need to move, and uncontrollably. So it's very difficult to describe the sensation, because it's not like on the surface of your skin where you feel something and you can just like massage it or rub it or anything. It's like inside. It's like near the bones, but not the bones. It's just in there. It's inside. And I think we lost. Did we lose Tammy?
No, I'm here. Hold on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's undescribable for me personally. It's behind my right knee is the main area where I always had issues with, on the right leg. It happens on both sides, but I have to move my leg. So if it usually happens like in the evening at night, like when you've been sitting for a while or not moving, and that's not necessarily what happens with me. um I guess at the beginning it did, because like would happen like if I was sitting in class or sitting at my desk, and I have to move, and I was always very shy and very introverted. So anything that would bring attention to me was horrifying. um and I couldn't stop moving. Then also I would notice that when I was flying, it would happen because you're sitting there for an extended period of time. So it became where I had to always make sure that I got an aisle seat. I could never sit like in the window or in the middle, because I'd have to be able to get up once it started to start moving. Like I would go to the bathroom and stuff. So then later on, I would like the leg would be out in the in the aisle, just kind of flopping over there and stuff. But it's still embarrassing, because it got to the point where then I couldn't even sit. I think the year that my mother passed, and I flew a lot that year to Florida and stuff, and it was just a nightmare. And there were times where I couldn't even like if you start pacing up and down the aisle nonstop throughout a flight, they're gonna think you're crazy and they're gonna strap you down. So it's like you're trying so hard, and the harder you try when this starts, the harder you try for it to go away, the worse it gets. So so now obviously I've had it for most of my life, but it's in the past 3 to 4 years it's gotten worse. I had two sleep studies done for sleep apnea, and the first one that I had, they finished early. They had to stop it early, and the technician was like, "Oh, we don't even have to, it's so obvious that you have restless leg syndrome, and I have a movement disorder. There are different types of movement disorders, so I have more than one, not just the restless leg." Um, and then I had another sleep apnea test done some years later, and um, they just, he's like, "Yeah, you can just go home. We'll get the settings off of what we already got and stuff, from my sleep apnea machine." So it's gotten severe. It's gotten really bad. I I have a bad spine. I have osteoarthritis. So my neck. So I have a lot of chronic conditions, and now I consider this for me. It's a chronic condition that I live with, because it has a big impact in my life. And when I, before there was a name for it, it was tough. It was like, how do you describe or explain this to anybody? Then there was a name, and I was like, oh wow, there's a name for it. Other people have this. This is actually a condition, and that helped, because then it made it easier to explain, at least to the medical people, the doctors and the nurses, because I'm like, okay, and oh yeah, yeah, I know what that is. But what I didn't know for a long time was that there was medication for it. And as it was getting progressively worse, I I learned that it was actually, I think, a medical assistant at some doctor's office that told me that there was medication for this, and I was like, what? And then I mentioned it to my pain management doctor, and he's like, oh yeah, there is and stuff. He goes, but uh I was about to see my neurologist and pulmonologist. So he says either one of them can prescribe it for you, and if it doesn't happen, then then I'll do it for you. So now I went to both of these doctors. I have my appointments, and never, and the pulmonologist is like, oh yes, there is medication, we can do that, but he never prescribed it. So now, coming back around, I'm having an epidural done on my neck. um it was like my second or third one that year, and all of a sudden I wake up, the propofol, you have no idea how long you've been out. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm waking up, it's over. I'm gonna, I'm in the ambulatory surgery unit, and he walks in, my pain management doctor instead of the nurse, and he looked horrified. He just looked horrified. And I was like, what's going on? And he said that it took everybody in the OR to hold me down, to keep me from falling off the table. And those tables are really narrow, obviously, in the OR. If anyone's had procedures done, they're usually as narrow as they can be. So he said they had to hold me down. He knew, thankfully, he was aware that I had this condition, that I had the restless leg, because he says it looked like I was having a seizure. But he knew that I had restless legs. So he asked the anesthesiologist to increase the sedation medication, thinking that would help. And that actually made it even worse. So they had to stop. They had to stop the procedure. They couldn't even do it. So I'm reading, Matt says it is manageable with anxiety relief meds or exercise, or is it physical, not connected to mental disorders? So yeah, it's not connected to any of that. Exercise can help a little bit, but if you overdo it, it can exacerbate it. So like stretching, but in my case, none of that helps. None of it is helping anymore. Um, yeah. So Kathy's saying that she had it for 20 years and it went away. Um, it does. It can happen like that. Like I said, it used to be. I used to have periodic restless leg flare ups. I would have like episodes, and it would be for a certain amount of time, and then it would go away, and then it would come back. Now, for the past maybe 3+ years, it is a daily thing. It is a nightmare. Sometimes it's so hard to describe what happens in the moment when it's happening. Kathy obviously knows because she lived it, but to live with it every single day, to some extent, is maddening. It really, because there's, when it happens, and then the issue with that, like, okay, for example, my husband would go crazy, and then so I would have to leave the room. So now I'm sleeping on the couch. The couch didn't always help. So the best place sometimes with the restless leg is on the floor. And I know this sounds crazy, but on the floor, I'm flat, and I could just let the leg go. It could just slide back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Whereas on a couch, it doesn't slide smoothly, or on the bed, it's different. So, well, on the bed it could, but then it would bother him. So on the floor is actually the best place that I found when it's really, really, really bad. And then sometimes, even then, so sometimes I can't sit still, I can't stand up, I can't walk it out. So it's supposed to be relieved. Restless leg can, some ways to relieve it is by getting up and moving, walking, um even a warm bath. If I go and get in a warm bath, I'm jumping out of my skin. So I can't do that either. So there are times when it gets so bad that there is absolutely, even after taking medication, it is absolutely nothing I can do. And it's this constant state of, I can't even, like, you can't even say, okay, I'll go to sleep, and then this, and I'll deal with it that way. No, it's beyond that. It's, you can't go to sleep. You can't do anything. Nothing um, relieves it. So, of course, the scenario is of me crying and thinking, like, I just want to jump out a window because it's never going to end. Eventually, obviously, I do fall asleep, um, but you never know when it's going to come or how long it's going to be. It could be hours. It's very, and because I have, the thing is that I have, like I said, I have the spine issues on my lower back is fused, and then I have everything on my neck. I'm supposed to have surgery on my neck. And so now I have this thing where I have to move. Well, I have problems with my body that have, I have a lot of physical issues. So that exacerbates all that. And then I have other chronic conditions like my fibromyalgia and other things that if I don't sleep, it only makes it worse. It aggravates it. So my pain, so it's this vicious cycle. It's aggravating my pain because I'm not sleeping, and I'm not sleeping because of the restless leg, which I am taking medication for. So Matt, going back to Matt's question about it, it's a movement disorder. They believe it has to do with the dopamine level, because dopamine is a chemical in the brain, and what it does, it controls movement. So people with Parkinson's disease, for example, take medication that helps increase your dopamine, because what happens is when that dopamine drops is when your movements are out of control. So those jerky movements that people associate with Parkinson's has to do with the dopamine, and that's medication like levodopa that Parkinson's people take, and I think it's used for restless leg, but very, very, very rarely. But there are other medication, another class of medication, so that's what I'm taking, and it regulates my dopamine. The problem with that is that when I take it, if I take the full dose, then I'm sleepy. It doesn't, it's not like, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to fall asleep, and I'll wake up and that's it. Like if I could time it just right and get it before the restless leg starts, it's pretty good. And I can sleep a little bit better, but I can't always time it. And the next day I'm so drowsy and I'm so sleepy. So today was one of those days too, and also it's probably making, what happens is, this isn't caused from any mental health disorders, Matt, but it makes them worse. So for example, what I'm finding out is that the medication can also cause like anxiety and depression. So it's, again, it's, if I don't take the medication, I will never sleep. I will never, like, that's my neurologist actually yelled at me one time and said, "Oh, well, don't you want to sleep?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to sleep, but I don't want to spend my life sleeping." So because I try to not take the full dose of the medication so that I'm not completely useless. So I try to take just enough, depending on how the restless leg is, if that makes any sense, to what degree it's affecting me. So there's times where, as soon as I start to get sleepy, so I always say that that's my dopamine dropping. I'm getting really tired, I'm getting sleepy, and boom, the restless leg starts. So what's happening now is it's starting earlier and earlier. So I've had it as early as before noon that I've had the restless leg issue start. And that's, like, I'm awake, but now I can't do anything because I have to keep moving. I have to keep moving. And then the other thing that's happening lately is it's in my arms. Now I thought I was going crazy, and I'm like, I feel like I have restless leg, but in my arms. And it actually is a thing. It actually is a thing. So it's getting worse, progressively worse, and it does apparently get worse with age. So it's neurological. Um it's um it's a sleep disorder in a way, because it's something that affects your sleep, but what it is, very simple, it's a movement disorder, and it's affected by, they believe, the dopamine levels in your brain. And but this is taking over my life. It, like, affects me almost on a day-to-day basis. If it's not affecting like in the moment, I don't it's not bothering me. It's not, and I haven't taken my medication, because if I take it, I don't know when I'm gonna fall asleep, when it's gonna hit me. But I usually try to take it as late as I possibly can get away with taking it. um there's no, like, I haven't found the right way to do it that will help my symptoms, help me get a good night's sleep, and still be able to function. And I also have other things, like I do have depression already, I have an anxiety disorder, so I do have a lot of mental health disorders. And I believe that now it's not only just the restless leg itself, but the medication that I've come to depend on, um, also is affecting that. And I can tell today. I can tell from yesterday to today the difference and stuff. So yeah. So if anybody suffered, is any besides Kathy? I know Kathy hasn't had it in a while. Yes, so that's the other, yes, Mitchie. So the winter months are a little bit better because it's cooler. Like I have a brain aneurysm, and the cold helps to a certain extent, but cold bothers me now as I'm getting older. So I can't always have the cold. So it's like a catch 22. But I was having like a cardiac cath, but brain catheterization, a cerebral catheterization, to take a look at the aneurysm, a closer look at the aneurysm. So, of course, where do they go? They go through your groin. They go because that's the biggest artery there. So they go through your groin and they go through the right. And what happens? My restless leg kicked in, and I'm not sedated. They can't sedate me because he has to take pictures, and I have to be able to, as he's messing around in there, I have to be able to react and stuff. So so the restless leg starts, and it was a nightmare because I'm like, I know myself, like you can't move, and the bleeding, could be really bad. And I I had this poor little nurse in the OR running around getting me ice packs, putting it under my knee, and I'm the whole time I thought it was going to be like a cardiac cath, which is like 10 to 15 minutes. No, this thing was like almost an hour long, and and it was a nightmare, a nightmare. I actually told my neurosurgeon at this visit that which was this month, I was like, I don't ever want to have that done. So if I don't need to have it done before my surgery, I do not want to have it done. It was awful. So the next time if I do have it done, I'll be sedated. I won't have to have that procedure done again. So that was a nightmare. And then of course after the procedure's done, then you have to have somebody standing there, holding down some weights on your groin until it's clotted and stuff. It was just bad. It's bad. It affects so much of my life. So if anybody else, because I have found that when I go to different like doctor's appointments and I give my list of meds or conditions and stuff, which I hate the laundry list, having to be asked, oh, what are your health conditions and stuff, or what's your medication? It's a laundry list. But I have found a couple times that there are people that are like, oh my God, I have that. There's medication that also didn't know. And so I steered them to the specialist that they have to go see. And if you have it to the degree or close to the degree that I have it, you just know what the anguish is with it. Otherwise, you really don't. It's very hard to even think, or imagine what it's like, because you just, like my husband, he says I flop around like a fish, or I jerk, I kick, I cry, I scream sometimes. um but it's what you still can't imagine that feeling inside that you cannot control. It is so debilitating. It's very, like I said, and it's something that's so hard to explain. So you only if you've go through it do you know. That's a good thing, Matt. Yeah. So the winter helps. The heat, like in Puerto Rico, that humidity, awful for me. Um, the cold helps, but like I said, it doesn't help as much anymore. Like I would put ice packs behind my knee, um, and that is very hard to do now because the cold bothers me. Because I'm getting really old now. So
Oh,
that's not such an easy fix anymore like it used to be. Um, yeah.
well,
Uh,
first of all, you're not old.
oh, I
First
am.
of all. No,
Oh,
you're not. If you're old, then my mom. No, let me finish that sentence. A little
your
bit.
mom's wait, your mom's younger than I am, right?
No, she's older.
Oh, she's older. She is older.
Yeah, she's older. Yeah. Um, but I have, I'm a hairdresser, like, obviously, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are times that you now. I'll be honest with you. I'm always honest with you, Kat. I don't know if you noticed. I keep moving. I need to move, but sometimes you can't. I'm on a lot, so I can't just get up and go take a lap around the room. And what it is, I'm starting to experience a lot of pain right now, and that's
Wow.
hard. That I can only imagine what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like you have to move, and I
And I
have
have,
sometimes it's just,
and you can't.
and I can't move, that I can move around. I know that you're crazy, and I'm in pain, and I need to move and stretch my body. But I think if I move in the chair, it helps. But I think that mentally, it's taking me off that pain level that I'm experiencing now. I'm really miserable right now. But
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm actually rubbing my legs and stuff. So it's at the very very beginning. But that same thing, it used to be where I would think, it would distract me. I call it a distraction where you're, by moving or walking, you're like trying to get distracted and stuff. That doesn't work for me anymore with the restless leg. But that, yes, with pain and stuff, like when you have pain, like this is painful, but it's not pain. It's something different. But I have neuropathy in my feet that now is getting bad because I am diabetic as well. So
yeah,
the last time I was to the neurologist, yeah, I confirmed. I always had a feeling I was feeling it, and diabetic neuropathy is not reversible. So that's spreading and on my feet, and when I have to move and rub, that it's affecting my neuropathy. So the neuropathy is also something there. Okay, so there are different things that can cause restless leg as well, or aggravate it rather
that was my next question. What causes it? What makes it?
worse,
Um, yeah,
or have an episode.
yeah.
So there are a few things. So the diabetic neuropathy supposedly contributes to that. The also is another thing which I know, which this is probably also what's making it worse for me, is iron deficiency. And I have been anemic with iron deficiency before, and really severely. And I'm due for having I'm due to have labs, so I need to go have my iron checked, and see how that's doing, because I have a feeling I don't want to start taking iron supplements because I have other issues. So I always try to avoid it unless I absolutely have to. So plus I should be consulting a doctor before I take anything, even a supplement on my own. But yeah, so iron deficiency, Parkinson's, people with Parkinson's will also have some will have restless leg syndrome, the movement disorder. Although I've heard where they've said that it could be a predecessor, like like if you suffer from restless leg syndrome, it could indicate that you're going to end up having Parkinson's. Not that it necessarily is. It's a thought process with scientists and stuff. And my grandfather had Parkinson's. So I don't know. I've don't have it. I at one point I did think, because my movements were, when my tremors were bad, but it was due to medication. So yeah, I get it's, if you can't see what's going on down here, but the legs are already moving. But it's not, but right now it's not an uncomfortable, totally uncomfortable feeling. It's just, as long as I can keep moving, um let me see if I can show you. It's like, can you see that?
Yeah.
So as long as it's like a rhythmic movement, and if I can keep that, and that's usually okay. But then it'll keep getting. worse. It'll keep getting where that's not enough. And then I have where my feet are on top of each other and they rub so much that it's almost like I'm creating a sore on top of the one foot. So it's so bad. But right now it's like it's just, and this can drive some people crazy. You know how people that always have that nervous tick where their knees bouncing up and down and it gets to
Yeah,
be annoying. So this would make somebody, this would be it. So imagine sitting on an airplane and you're doing this. And especially nowadays where the seats are like this, narrow and you're on top of each other. So that's I used to love to travel, especially flying, not anymore. And that's the reason why. And then also this movement. Okay, so you say I'm not old, but my body is aging. Uh, I have the osteoarthritis. I have other arthritic pains. I have pelvic issues that was related to, and then, when I gave birth to my son in the military. So doing these movements, this having to move like this also causes me pain because it's aggravating all the other stuff. It's aggravating my pelvis, it's aggravating my lower back. So yeah, so like I said, and then the neuropathy and then rubbing my leg, it's like causing this friction, constant friction on my foot. So now with the neuropathy that's spreading up and on one foot, it's getting up to the pedal part, the top part. And yeah, it's causing that. But yeah, so if you can manage it, sometimes people, if they don't have it as severe as I have it, taking the iron supplements, checking if you have first an iron deficiency, then taking the supplements may cause some relief, correcting those things. Um, with me, it may alleviate it a little bit, but I don't. Like I said, the past 3 years, and that deficiency was, the last time I had the iron deficiency was within that time period, and it just has still only been progressing, getting worse. So um yeah, yeah, but for some people that can help. That can help with getting, taking the iron supplements, um just moving around, light exercise, stretching. Those are the lifestyle things you can do for the most part. For some people that helps. Yeah.
once you have an attack, so to speak, how long
Mhm.
can it last? What's the longest you've ever been in a
Oh, hours,
state?
hours and hours. Yeah, because usually it's at night, well, the times that it was starting where it would like be at 5 o'clock, then it was 3 o'clock. Because I would always say related it to sundown, like a person that sundowns, like when the sun will go down, they start. So I associated that with my dopamine level going down, the sun's coming down, and I would start the rest like would start because I'm naturally getting there to that sleepy time, that fatigue, that nighttime. um so with the times that it started even before noon, that one time it was like 11:30ish it started. It was really early. And it went all day, all day, all day. But it was like this where I could just, as long as I kept moving, it's just that I was aware it was there constantly, and I kept having to move. Now, my night episodes, when it gets really bad at night where I can't sleep and I can't stop moving, oh my God, I think 7 hours one time. I was all night. It was all night. I thought I just wanted to die at that point. It was just like there was no escape. There's nothing you can do to escape it. Like, yeah, I think as long as 7 hours. Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I know my Mia said she would hit her arms and legs to try to do something,
Yeah.
which, you know, I,
Mia, you have it? Yeah, because I would, yes,
yeah,
yes,
I did that with neuropathy.
yes.
Just, I will literally, Mom said, you're going to hurt yourself. I said, I can't possibly hurt myself any worse.
More than what you're already, yes.
but at that time, it disrupts the nervous system
Hmm.
and it takes it away. I know it doesn't really go away, but in my mind it does. It,
Right. It's that distraction. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's what's maddening is when there is nothing to distract, where no matter what you do, whether you're beating yourself up, where you're I'm kicking, sometimes I'm kicking, I just want to hit something, whatever it is that I'm doing. Like I cannot even diamond paint when that happens because I cannot be still enough and it doesn't distract me. So that's where it gets really bad, when there is no distraction. There's no relief. There's nothing that's going to distract me from it, and it just is relentless. Relentless.
yeah. It, I get you. You know, because I've been on the phone with you, and you're in hell. So that's the
Hmm.
way you're
And
in.
to the point where I'm like, I gotta go. I can't. Yeah, I gotta go. I can't. Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
go.
It's,
You can't sit still. You can't walk around. I mean, it's like,
mm,
well,
mm.
I mean, I get it. I don't have what you had, but I had something kind of not similar, but
Something that takes your control away too. That's a big thing.
it
Hmm.
does. Matt said he thinks that so many things can be controlled by exercises.
Oh my God, Matt, that is so funny that you said that, because if I said that, somebody would think I was crazy. Can you put that on the screen, what Matt just said?
Yep, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he cannot minimize the actual effect that it crazy how much mental imbalances can take its toll on physical well-being.
And that is so true. So this is the thing that can be controlled by mental exercise. So like riding a bike. What did I see somewhere? Riding a bike. I I would do that. I would lay on the floor and I would do put my feet up and cycle. Have my legs just going and going and going and going. And I have, over the years, I have found different things, those type of different things that would help, again, distract or relieve, temporary, give me some relief. Those things don't work anymore because as I'm aging as well, when I'm doing that, I'm exhausted because I'm achy, I'm hurt, my body does can't do the things it used to do, and the amount of time that I would have to keep doing that, I could be hours. I can't go for hours. I can't go for 30 minutes. I can't go for 10 minutes,
Right.
like yeah, so yeah, I've done stuff like that where I'll do all kinds of movements and exercise and things that to try to relieve it. Oh, I've tried everything. Everything. Sometimes I wish I just want to just like I can't even explain it. I just want to stab my legs and get in there where it is. I'm like, what is it? What is in there that? Because you can't even describe what it feels like, but it's something in there. It's inside. So even like massaging on the outside, that's not really doing it, but this is helping with the distraction a little bit right at this point until it gets bad.
And
Have you- okay, so we have Eve asking a question. Okay, have I ever found myself? Yes. Like I said, this affects. Thanks, Eve. This affects my life in so many ways. It's just taken over. So even I
I'm
and
sorry.
Tammy, because we met at GLE this year, we went to the retreat together. But I drove. My husband dropped me off, and met up with Kathy and Eve, and then I went and stayed with them. And the next day we drove out to Ohio for the Great Lakes Escape Retreat. Even I was sharing a room. So she was aware of my restless leg. I mentioned it and stuff, and I made sure I let her know that, that this could happen, but I would, probably go on the floor. And there was a recliner in the room, and it kind of rocked a little bit, and it was a really nice recliner. So so I went and
Um,
it started up, and like our beds were really close to each other, so I mean it's just a nightstand in between, and the legs going, and it's not like it's you make noise when everything's quiet and you're rubbing and you're moving. It makes noise. So if I pace, that's gonna be. I'm like, and I didn't want to wake her up. And of course, because we were staying up really late too, in the craft room, and I was like, oh my God, this isn't going to stop. I said, let me try the recliner. I said, maybe in the recliner, I can rock myself. I can keep, at least if I'm moving, it's not near her, it's a little bit away from her. So I must have fallen asleep and then woke up and thought, oh no, I'm not reclined all the way. Because I also didn't want to have my body hurting later on too from sitting, because of my back. So I gave it I was trying to recline back. It was already reclined all the way. It just in my head it wasn't. And I gave it a good push and I ended falling back, pinning myself between the wall and now I'm on this chair and I couldn't roll out of it. I couldn't move. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" So, yeah, so I stayed in the chair in
There
that
is a picture
position
that
and I waited till I heard Eve moving around and I was like, "Eve, Eve, are you up?" I said, I'm in a predicament. And what does my friend do? What does Eve do? So she's like, "What? Are you okay?" She gets up. She's like, "What's going on?" And then she's gets the lights on. She looks and she's like, "Oh my God, hold on!" And she goes and gets her phone and takes a picture before she actually helped me out of the chair. That's what she did.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Eh,
Yep. Those are my feet, and that is the chair. Yep. And
see,
that's the
and the thing about it that she had been that way for how long? I can't even
that
remember
that
what
was at least, I think it was an hour, a couple hours maybe, it was
she
probably like
just wait for that. And I'm like, Eve, why did you help her? I did. I said, no. You took the picture third. Well, yeah. Well, aren't you happy? I said, well, yeah, I am happy. Yeah. And then that day, that night, that day, I went, is that Pat? And she's like, yeah. I said, how long did she been late? I said, I don't know. I just
yeah,
wasn't. She
it was
needed help,
it was it
and
was
I needed.
definitely, yeah, it was
Oh,
hours,
that's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Well, thinking of that, when I am in pain like that with neuropathy, I can put my leg up like that does not help me because I can't lie on my side at nurse. Can't do it. Drives me crazy. But I'm just wondering, does it help you to lay with your legs that high? Seriously? Did it help you that way? You stayed that way that whole.
um at that point, the restless leg wasn't bothering me. If it was bothering me, that would have been a super nightmare. um but at that point it wasn't. It helped me, I guess, because I could like rock a little bit and I could rub my legs were moving and stuff. But at that point, if you see, I don't know if you could tell from the feet in that picture that I'm very relaxed. I'm just owning
You were
it.
very relaxed.
There's
Yeah.
nothing I could do. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't, I just got a little knock, like when it hit. I'm surprised that Eve didn't wake up because it boom, it went down, all the way back. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, so
That
all I could do is just lay there and I guess I think I might have slept a little bit more and yeah. Like, oh well,
that amazes
eventually.
me how you did that. It is that amazes me. That I told her I said, Eve, I said, don't you think maybe she needed your attention first? Would you pass that up to Eve? I said, well, no, I wouldn't. That's me. You know how I am. I would absolutely taking a picture first. So that just right.
Great, great friends I made. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What it
that
meant.
was.
Oh, and
You
having my legs up. That's also like when I do the would do the cycling motion. I would be on my back with my feet just like that, and just cycle, 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 like I was
Yeah.
riding my
Yeah.
invisible bike. Yeah. So that does help
Well,
a little bit. Mhm.
between that and that Allen, she was quite the little entertainer at GLE, let me just tell you. Riding
Yes,
an
Matt. It
invisible
used to be
bike.
a good
Oh my god.
distraction, but yeah, now it just also causes me pain
That's
and fatigue.
true.
Yeah.
That.
And
Well,
fatigue is another thing too. The fatigue when you're tired, when you're fatigued, it could bring it on, It can trigger it. Yeah.
well, I just Not that I've heard a tradition that licensed for hours before the end of because of the help of bystanders. Well, Eve was quite the little bystander that, let me tell you. But yeah, it's probably
I'm so sorry. I just read Eve's comment that the next retreat she's gonna get me a seatbelt.
that would help. That
Oh
would
my
help. I
god.
should have taken mine off and given it to
And
you,
giving
but
it to me.
I didn't do anything. You were a good
Oh my
scout, and you
gosh.
brought everything you would ever need along with you. Yeah, that's true. Um, but the jokes are all starting to kind of, yeah. I
Go
we
ahead. Bring it on. Laugh at my expense. Go for it.
we did, and if nothing else, she duck dialed a lot. She duck dialed a lot. That is a police.
But
I
now
will.
do you get why I do that? Probably now. I'm just realizing it for the first time because I never
Yeah,
stop moving. So
you
I'm probably rolling on my phone. I'm touching my phone.
You
Yeah, I
called me. You did not. You called me at 5:30 in the morning before, right?
no, I didn't know that. I did
Mhm.
5:30 in the morning. Yeah. So this is what I've come to terms with. I'm like, if you get a butt dial from Cat of Sparkle Dust and Diamonds, it means that you are loved. You are extra loved.
Yes, you
That's what
are.
it means. I the worst one I think it went well besides the one at GLE um was Artemis. When I butt out Artie one time, it was a restless like night, really bad. So I was on the floor next to the bed. Um so I'm on the floor and I'm a mess, because that's the other thing. I'm rolling and tossing all, like even when I'm asleep, my body's still going. When it's really bad, that's when my husband says I'm flopping like a fish. But I'm asleep, but my body's still, that's how bad it is. So this night was a rough night. So I probably looked like, tossing around on the floor and stuff. And I accidentally butt dialed all the way across, the Atlantic Ocean, and I butt dialed Artemis, and she answered. It was I was like, and I didn't realize who it was at first, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, I don't know what I look like, I don't know what I'm wearing, I don't know it, and I'm like, the phone is flopping, but falling down, and I'm like trying to turn it off, and I'm like, oh my god, hang up, and I realized it was Artie and stuff, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, but why did you answer? Sure. If I put
Well,
down you do not have to answer my butt dials.
what do you think? Did you call me? I didn't answer. The only reason I didn't answer that morning is because I did not have my phone. You know, I don't night when I'm up for night, and then by the
Matt,
first
you need to stop, Matt.
that's crazy. Matt has a point though. I didn't think about it. You know, just saying. But
She's with padded rooms, yeah.
yeah, I know. I I started to answer you that morning. I didn't have the phone, or I would have, but I could see that you were calling. And in fact, I told Mom, I said, Pat calling. She said, it's probably that now for that to sleep. I'm like, okay.
I
I
was probably just starting to get to sleep because that's what happens. That's like, yeah. If I have one of those nights, those bad nights, I'm probably not falling asleep, even though I may still be moving till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah. which is it's another issue because I live in an apartment right now, and I have people downstairs that just moved in, they're new tenants. And within the
Yeah,
first week, Tammy knows, I got a friendly little, well, first I got a call from the manager, and my husband took that call. And then I got a note from my tenants downstairs about what the heck is going on up there, what all the noise is and stuff. So
yeah,
that also caused me more anxiety, caused my husband to get a little bit more anxious too about that. We're making too much. You need to stop. You need to stop. It's like, stop what? I can't stop. I can't control it and stuff. So,
right.
yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
So how did that affect your daily life? At the end, when you do want to go out and do stuff, that you know, 'cause sometimes you just have to go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
just,
do in your public?
so in the past it would be periodic, so it wasn't all the time, but now in the past few years that it is all the time, it's always a concern. Even when if I'm driving, I also have to worry about it when I'm driving and stuff, or when I'm sitting in a car too long. If we're in a restaurant with friends and stuff, I'll have to get up, and actually I'm looking now, thinking about it, going back, there were times where my group of friends, and we would hang out a lot. We used to go out a lot, and I remember having it, and at that point I didn't know what it was called, or didn't know anybody else that had it like that. And but we could be having drinks, I'm standing at, bar stool, a bar table, so it's high, so I could stand. I don't have to sit. I would just stand, and then I would sit again, and then I would stand, and then like try to, and then it's like, okay, it's time to call it a night, kind of a thing. It's happened at concerts, and then it's like you're having such a great time, and I'm like, oh my god, this is taken away from the experience, from everything else and stuff. So it's just something that I've had to come to live with. um but back then it would just be from time to time. Now it's like, it's always on my mind. It's always on my mind because I know it's every day. So if I don't take my medication, it's going to be every single day, because that's the way it's been. Because I've tried to not take the medication, because of course side effects and everything, and the sleepiness, the daytime drowsiness drives me nuts. So, but yeah, no, it's no, I have to take it. I have to take something to some extent. Um, yeah, yeah, in order to have, like, even work, even I'm a nurse, or I'm not employed right now. But when I worked in the hospital, it was bad. I worked the night
Was
shift.
it okay?
So that was bad. So now, and I was in, even when I wasn't in ICU, I was still on the acuity of the acuity of the patients was always very high in that hospital, the level of acuity. So when I was in ICU, and you're dealing with these patients that have all this tubing, and you have all these IV lines going and everything, and you have to get work your way through this tanglement of tubes and wires and everything. It was very hard, because sometimes you're doing stuff that is very, you're caring for somebody, and you're physically doing things that require you to be gentle, to be very careful with what you're doing, very meticulous. And when the legs are going and you have to have that movement thing, it would make it so much worse, because I knew I had to try to ignore it, and I can't just, okay, I'm gonna go pace now, I'm gonna go um but I would so that, of course, inside, like, if you try, I'm trying to find a way to describe, when you're trying not to do something, that feeling, if and it gets even worse. Like, I would hold it in. I've learned to hold it in, but it just gets where it wants to explode out of you, because I can only do that for so long. And to try to, and if you're not distracted, if it doesn't go away, then it's just like counting torturous seconds that I can finish what I'm doing so that I can go and move and walk away and pace. Like I would be up all night. Like some people on the night shift slept. They would go and put two chairs together in the day room and they would sleep or whatever. I never did. I was always up and down the halls, up and down the halls, up and down the halls. Yeah. So it's affected my life in many different ways, in many aspects of my life, and now it's just even worse. It's just getting worse and worse. So I don't know where it's gonna.
So, is there any treatment at all? And yet, Jenny is not doing live tonight and died. She wanted you died to know that. So,
Oh, okay.
I normally I'll forget if I don't announce it now. So, she's not doing her live tonight. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
Jenny. That's the thing. The more fatigued, the more tired, the worse it is.
and you know what?
And
That
what
is
happens when
the
you don't sleep? You're more tired and you're more fatigued the next day. So,
you're more time. Yeah, yeah.
hmm and
It,
pain is
and
worse.
how many times are you telling me, Timmy, if you don't rest, you're gonna hurt more? And I was just
Yes,
saying today, that I hate to admit it. God, I hate to sleep. I'd rather do anything than sleep. But I hate to admit it. If I get more rest, I
you feel
don't.
better.
That is why and it's never ending cycle with me. I will stay up for 4 or 5 nights and then I will crash. And that's what happened the night before. I crashed. So I got sleep the night before last. The last night I slept all night. And that's gonna be a never ending cycle for the other week. And I'm gonna crash again. And I don't know how
Mhm.
to get out of that cycle. But with you, is there anything at all that there's no cure? Is that
No,
right? There's
no
no
cure.
cure.
Mm-mm, no. And
There's
what
no,
I need to do a deep dive, and what I've been thinking lately is to try and find some kind of what's the word, some kind of study that's going on for it, and get involved in that, and maybe I can find at least help, you know, um other people, because it's just makes me think of panic disorder study. Yes, yes, yes. I've had a few panic disorders over my lifetime, and that where it is, where I could say it's similar, is that feeling when you're in the panic, in a full panic mode, where um you lose all control and you don't know where it's going to end, and you feel like you're going to die, and you feel like it's the end, like that feeling, that overwhelming feeling. Yeah, that is similar. That is similar in that aspect and stuff. And I'm
when they
surprised it hasn't
say,
sent me into a panic attack, because it's no, actually I have. I've yeah, I have hyperventilated, because I'm just like can't do
I've seen
anything
you
but
with
breathe.
almost panic attack. I've seen you blurt yourself up to you. I really have.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
afraid that tonight you wouldn't want to feel like, you know, coming on. And that's why I gave you an out. I did you like 3 out, and then I thought I'm not gonna do it again.
That's
She
why I was
said,
like,
"Don't
I told
done
Mitchie, I'm
that."
like, I'm not, and when I had spoken to her earlier, I was like, I gotta go. I can't even, like, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I I was worried, because I didn't nap, that I would be so tired that it would start, which it is, but it's still I'm still good. Um, but I try not to think of what's coming, because if I let myself think of being in the, because then probably somebody's saying like, well, why don't you go take your pill now, or why don't you go do something now? And I try not to even think that far ahead, because it would be every day like this. That's it. And then I would probably be in a constant state of anxiety, like constantly in panic mode. So I try not to. I know i know what it will become, or can become, what my nights can be like, but I try not to I it's not like putting my head in the sand, but kind of, because there's nothing I can do to make it once it starts to make it go away. So I can take my actually, you know what? While I'm talking, I'm gonna let's just do that because I'm looking at the time. I usually like around 8 o'clock.
Now you
So
do that.
yeah, so now okay. So let's just take care of
Take
that.
your time.
That's okay.
If I had been smart, I would have done that before the live, but I didn't even think of that. So,
I don't
how
like I don't like oh my god. Sorry about I think I just showed everybody my big ass. my I'm sucking so much weight. Um
oh, you're fine. You
um if I don't like taking it too early because then it just cuts my day off and then I'm still gonna be sleepy tomorrow. Um so I know this is the wrong way and this is not what I'm recommending, but like this is my tablet, but I will just take little pieces. I just thankfully this is chewable and I just take a little as little. If I have to take more, like if I in a few hours, if it's like it's really going, I'll take a little bit more if I'm desperate because it doesn't work right away. It takes time anyway to work. I don't know. It's just bad. There's nothing that I have found that really.
well, Jenny had the question, Linda, now, had you ever found a link between vitamin D causing it to worsen or even medication with night like Tylenol TN, even Benadryl from working it for her. I didn't know you two did it in your arms like
I
that.
didn't. I
That-
didn't know. I
that-
like I said, I've been feeling it lately in my arms, and then that's really when you have your legs and now you have your upper body as well. Yeah, that's really bad. But if I can't take Benadryl, so I don't ever take Benadryl because I have hypertension really bad and tachycardia, so that aggravates that. Benadryl is what's in Tylenol PM. It's Tylenol and Benadryl. Oh, so other thing that the one thing I do that I could change, but I don't think it's made a difference for me anyway, because I have lowered my caffeine intake and it hasn't made a difference. So they say caffeine, taking caffeine, drinking coffee, tea, eating chocolate, anything that has caffeine can make it worse. Um, I don't know that it's really made a difference for me. And the thing is, the trade-off is because I can't take stimulants for my ADHD. Um, I drink coffee as my stimulant. It helps me to at least focus a little bit. And so that's when things get a little complicated because the ADHD, the not the sleep, the meds, it just gets really crazy. But to answer Jenny's question, I've never had a B12 deficiency. I've had an iron deficiency. I haven't seen anything that says anything about the vitamin B12 um directly, but having a deficiency of vitamin B12 does cause a lot of issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if it affects it in some way.
Well, Jennifer
Yeah.
in pregnancy had made it worse for her, did
Yes.
it?
So in pregnancy, they say that in the third trimester, like some people will have like what triggers it will be when they're pregnant. It happens, first of all, this is a statistic, is that it happens mostly to women, um, more so than men. And in pregnancy, some women will have it in pregnancy and then it goes away. And it's usually in the third trimester. I do not recall having it any worse when I was pregnant with my son than with my daughter. I had it at times, but back then it was periodic. It can also be worse with hormones, with when changes in your hormone levels. Um, So I don't know. With me, that's not an issue anymore. So I don't know why. Besides age, that's making it, progressively uh worse. So,
Um, yeah,
and the medication after a while probably doesn't, like, if you're on medication for things that are chronic, after a while they lose its efficacy. It's not as effective as it was at the beginning. And I find that with a lot of things, even my blood pressure. So sometimes, um that may be an issue, I think. So I have a neuro appointment coming up next month. So we need to I want to have my dopamine levels checked, and actually have them checked, and see a few more things, because it has to be something I'm gonna go. I'm already crazy, but I'm gonna go even more crazy with
you're not
this
crazy.
thing.
You're just you, and that's a beautiful thing.
Thank
So,
you.
did anything worse, like um, make it worse, such as running an event, which you are running an event. So you need to tell us a little bit about that. And do you think that your body is going to hold up and let you do a year-long event? Which you're not alone.
Mhm.
You got what? Kelly's your co-host, which
So
Kelly is on
Kelly
her
Rhines,
stage.
of Beach City Boutique.
Mm-hmm.
She is an artist, one of the artists, and she has the company. She is my co-host, so we're collaborating together. And then I have, our team includes Tammy, of course, Lily, Jay Lily, and my sister Mitchie. So we have a whole full year of this horse event.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's going to cause stress. And yes, the stress probably, I don't see that the stress actually makes my restless leg worse. It makes other things worse that may contribute to my restless leg, that may contribute to me being, more fatigued, and which of course, the more fatigued you are, the restless, it does affect the restless leg. But I was just, to answer Kathy's question, I was on Ozempic and it did not help my restless leg. I was on it for, I was on Monjaro for my diabetes for over a year, and then insurance changed and they wouldn't approve it, so I was on Ozempic. I've been off of it now for a little while, but I was on it for, I don't know, 6 months, close to a year, and it didn't make a difference with the restless leg. So, and that's interesting though that you said that. I wonder why that is. Um, Matt, Matt is my friend. I'm glad you said that. You prefer your friends a little cray cray, because that's what you're getting, buddy. That's what you're getting.
I
That's
no, I mean, there's no shortage of cray here. Yeah, sure, not at all. So tell us about your event.
okay. So, Year of the Horse, DP Along 2026. It was an idea that I had. I'm turning 60 this year in 2026. I have, like, these are unrelated things, but then they all came together all of a sudden. So I have been accruing, collecting, hoarding Lori Prindle's horse canvases, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I haven't worked on any of them, and I really want to work on them. So then I thought of, I'm like, that'll be my goal for 2026. I will just work on horse every month. I'll do at least one horse canvas, or work on a horse canvas throughout the year. That'll be my personal goal. And then I realized it was the Chinese Lunar New Year. The Lunar New Year is the year of the horse coming into 2026. And I'm coming off of the Asian event, which was a full year event, and that was the year of the snake. So then I was like, oh, year of the horse. Oh my gosh, I'll put those two together. And then I realized, well, this is, if you were born in 66 when I was, your element is fire. So and this is the year of the fire horse. So everything kind of was like, oh, this all, this is going to be my journey. This is how I'm going to do it. This is going to, leading up into my 60th year of life, I'm going to have this journey with my diamond paintings and the year of the fire horse and learning more about it and my love of horses. And then there's Kelly, who I've been, we befriended each other through the Asian event and stuff because she was a sponsor there and a participant. And then we found out that she's also a fire horse and she will be 60 this year as well. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And as soon as, she jumped on board, it was like it became this other thing, kind of like the Asian event. It just kind of spiraled. So I'm really excited because it's not only do I have a passion for horses, even though I didn't really ride, like there are people there out there in the community that have Clydesdales or raise Clydesdales, their family, or or they ride, or they have
11.
they race horses. I mean, you name it. It's to me, that's like so impressive. I get so excited to hear these stories, and I can't wait to dive more into all of that. But people have such a passion. If you love horses, you love horses. I know not everybody does, because not everyone has had a good experience, but they, for the most part, we've gotten a really positive response and people are really looking forward to it. We have a lot of event items that have horse themed around it, whether it's my image or an image someone else created for the event, trays, you name it. There's all kinds of things, but it's going to be a monthly event. It's going to be the full year. There's a little switch off in the middle there over the summer. I'm not going to get into it because I know it confuses people and there's no reason to get into it right now. But
Yeah.
basically, it's monthly. We have tons of sponsors, monthly giveaways. We'll do the trivia. This is something that I've grown to enjoy doing, like with the Asian event and the other events that we've actually taken part in together, Tammy. Um,
Yeah.
Doing trivia, doing whip parades, doing little things like that and stuff. So there's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of ideas up here. It's just, yes, the fatigue, my chronic issues do interfere. So I'm hoping that pretty soon there's some changes going on in my life that hopefully will help settle some of my other chronic conditions that hopefully will somehow make it a little easier for me with everything. But
So,
I'm excited. I enjoy doing the things that I do with the events. I found that I really do enjoy the events, even though it does get a little crazy. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy interacting with the people in the community. I love seeing people's diamond paintings, and I know you do too, Tammy, and stuff. We
I
really
did.
enjoy
I
that.
really, really did. So, what makes you? No, not you. I'll admit, I don't know that much about the Chinese zodiac that lunar New Year's. Just what's the difference in the horses? I know this fire starter, did it fire starter? There's all kinds of horses that I don't know
Yeah,
about.
there are five elements in the Chinese zodiac. So it's not just the animals, the 12 animals. There is also five elements. So there's fire, water,
Earth,
metal, earth, and wood. Wood and wood. Those are the five elements.
wood.
And I don't know that, and that I will be exploring that a little bit more this year, diving more into that. I just know that it's set for different years is the different animal, and in different years is the animal and the element. So you can actually go and see. So 66, you're born in 66, you're basically a fire horse and your element is fire. If you were born in a different year that falls into the horse zodiac, you have to see and where if it falls, under which element. But how that was determined, I don't know how they set the years. Um but it's, like 1947 is going to be whatever it is. It's already, it's all set. Is how they do it. And February, oh my God, I'm gonna get this wrong. Is it the 17th? I want to say February 17th is the start of the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year. And that's the actual start. We're still in the year of the snake. That's when the year of the horse actually begins. Um, and
Mm.
and sometimes birthdays, it's because it's different every year because of the number of days in the calendar, and the like February has different amount of days, whatever it is. I know that it's all figured out. It Trying to figure out what the reasoning is behind what is a little different than just going and looking up, um just looking
Well,
it up and stuff. And I did that for the Asian event the last month. The last trivia was you could see what your element and what your zodiac is and stuff by looking it up. But so yeah, so
so
that's on the Asian event Facebook group. It is there. The last trivia there has to do with the Chinese zodiac, and if you read through there, you can figure out what your zodiac is. Chinese zodiac
and
is.
I guess I'm asking to tell us about the rules in the event. But I've had several people ask me about the event, and I directed them to Tonight Live. Don't we?
Okay. There was a little going back and forth as to what the requirements would be with Kelly and I and stuff, but it you have to as of January, people already there. It's almost over. It'll be over on the 31st. So it's monthly progress. One post every month, and there will be a monthly um thread for you to post on the Facebook group, the Year of the Horse. So say now for January, you January is going to close on the 31st. And then you can't post anymore. So that's your last at midnight Eastern time. That will be your last chance to put a post in and be eligible for any prizes. But in addition to just posting your progress, the progress needs to be significant. And we were looking at it being, I guess we came to the determination that it would be a 20 by 20 area. Um, and for January, that's not going to be the requirement. So we'll set it in stone for February. But as of right now, as long as you show some progress, put some drills down, you should be okay. The only other requirement that you will have to have, though, to participate in the Year of the Horse is that you have to register for the event. So you'll have to go and find the Google form that is attached to the featured tab on the event page, and you fill out the Google form, and the rules are there. Yeah, they might have changed a little bit, but the rules are there. Anything you need to know is there. The Take note that the email is on there, the two co-hosts, how to reach us, all the team members and how to reach them. So we will have monthly giveaways, and the giveaway for this month for January will be February 6th, which is a week, the first Friday after the close of the event. So every month at the end of the month, the event will close. I mean, not the event, the that month will
Yeah,
close for
no,
the
close.
progress. And
Yeah.
then that first Friday after will be the live giveaway. And I will make a schedule for that. I just haven't had a chance to do that. I'll post it so it makes it easier for people to follow. But yeah, so there will be one other live. Like we had a live already last. When was that, Tammy? That was 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember.
It
But
was
yeah,
public.
there will be two lives. So one live will be letting you know what the prizes will be for that month's giveaway, and
Find that
then.
out. Yeah.
Mhm. And then we'll have the live for the giveaway. And again, so just register a start photo. There is a start, and that's going to be there the entire year. The
Yeah.
start post. So whenever you start a new canvas or you are starting the event, you're going to post your start photo there. If say you say some, I haven't finished mine. Oh, let me get mine. um let me show you mine. Oh
I have
God.
not started mine yet because mine just came today.
Oh, you got it. Oh, that's great.
I did. It came today. I'll be doing an unboxing.
Oh, that's
In the
awesome.
next few days, I was gonna tell Kelly,
Oh, that's awesome.
here, then tell her in the live that I hope she's still here to know that. Oh, listen, wait, let me blow you
So
up.
this is Chimera Black Rose. This is a Lori Prindle. And so I have started.
That is so
I'm
pretty.
really enjoying
Oh
this.
wow.
So I wanted to keep doing it and finish it, but it's not going to happen. It's unrealistic for me that I would get this finished in time for the end of the month. So I'll be working on this probably a few months. But once
Look,
I'm done with, so I would post my start photo in the start thread, and then I would post, which I do have my start, which is just a blank canvas. Um, and then I'll post this for my January progress. And not I don't have to because I don't win any prizes, but I wanna. The whole goal is to do this, so I'm gonna be doing this the entire year. But
right.
once I finish Chimera, then I would post a picture in the start thread of the next canvas, whatever canvas that is, and then I would put in um, canvas number 2, or you could put start number 2, start number 3, whatever it is. And this way we can track it when we go look for progress. We can go back to that.
Yeah, and you
Um,
put that in under the same start photo. And just
the same thread.
Mr. Second, third, fourth, or I have
Yeah,
been asked that so many times,
yeah.
and
The same place. You know why? Because it's gonna
right,
it's gonna be
that's
heavy in a
right,
way, as there's gonna be a lot of posts, but it'll make it easier to find because there's ways to search. And yeah, so
yeah,
once we see that it's something different, so you have to also include the name of your canvas, the title of the canvas, the artist, and the shop where you got your canvas every time you post every month, because there's only one post per person per month. But if you're working, so say I did that now for January for this canvas, and then next month I'll still be working on it, and I post my progress for next month, I will include all that information. Only because I've learned in the past doing events that when you're going back and looking, sometimes the picture isn't that great, or some other reason. And at least if you have the information on the canvas, you can go back, I can go back and look at that company and look at the canvas and be able to figure it out. And it's not anybody's fault. Like, it's not the person that's entering the photo. It just, sometimes it's just the image itself. It's just hard to tell where the drills are laid and where they're not. It's even when you zoom, because sometimes you zoom and it gets blurry. So it's just the way it is. It just happens. So that information is going to be very, very helpful. Just take that little extra minute and do that. The size of the canvas is not required on your monthly progress post, just on the start, just as long as we have the size of the canvas on the start. So now if you're starting with a whip, that's still considered your start at whatever point you're starting, as long as you have that area, that 30 by 40 or 20 by 20, whatever we finally decide on. As long as you have that amount of area on your canvas to work on, then that's your starting point. If you want to delineate it with some washi tape, you can do that, or on the picture you can draw an out, you can draw an outline to show that area, or unless you diamond paint all over the place, again, that's where the size comes in, and I can figure out the if it adds up and stuff by looking at it, as long as I know what the size is and looking
I'm
at the
glad
images.
you were. I can't do that because of the right of my head, like,
Yeah, I can figure that out. But that's why that information is also very, very, very helpful. What else?
yeah,
What else are you what am I missing? Matt, what am I forgetting? Buddy, let me know.
yeah, well, then until it. Little question is this, that it shouldn't be hard to do that to the lady. It's not hard. It's really not. You can do that and by 10.
That's
She's
okay. That's
out.
a, oh, okay. Now I see Linda's question. That is perfectly fine. Just put it as your second start, the seahorse, because yes, and I found that in the Asian event, as well, because if you're working on something, you want to work on something that you want to double dip, and there's another event going on, um, and you want to switch up your canvas, that is perfectly fine. Just because a finish is not required. So if you want to go ahead and do the seahorse and say 4 months later you go back to that original canvas, just put your make a note of that's a good question. Make a note in the progress post. You won't have to put a start photo because you already have it there. Just make it and do its canvas number one. So let's do it. Yeah, canvas number one or canvas number two, whatever canvas you're up to, what your entries are. So that way we can that's just to measure progress because you don't have to have a finish. But yes, if you want to switch up a canvas, if you're not participating every month, that's fine as well. But yes, you can switch up your canvases and I'll be doing that as well because I also, if I don't finish on time, I also want to be working. I'm trying to get my canvases lined up with other events, see what I can double dip with, double, triple.
I always do the triple dip.
And that's
Quadruple
perfectly
dip.
fine. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. But
dizzle,
yeah,
dizzle.
so that's the year of the horse. I'm going to be putting more information there, and you can always reach out to me directly with any questions or anyone on the team as well. And Kelly, yeah, I think we've got a pretty good team going. Yeah, so if you need any help answering any questions, go ahead and ask in the.
Yeah, ask anything.
Mhm. Yeah,
Man,
if they
why
don't
are
know the
you
answer, they'll ask.
liking that? What I miss? Wasn't that so gross? Did I miss something? Oh, it's mine.
Yeah. So yeah,
I
Matt,
yeah
that's my buddy. And
yeah
Matt, I wanted to
yeah
say
Matt
I have
video. Okay, yeah. I okay. I got my Lori Trindle in today.
are you gonna show it?
I will mom's not home yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
keep trying to drag but no, she's not gonna be here till about
See that? Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna unbox it this weekend. I ended up unboxed it. I had like yeah, I'm gonna unbox it and then God help me, I'm gonna start hitting it up and then hitting chats or listen chat or some kind of chat or something. You all know me, I feel like I can't talk on the I know I got problems. I said I was gonna do it on the listen chill that I sent. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing chat and chills or something too, Wednesdays for the event, and it'll be about, while I'm working on this canvas. I've just had some camera issues. So
Excuse me.
bless you.
Matt, you always told the math and fusion dudes. I don't understand why you do me that way. You know I can barely think straight. I need
Hey, I didn't even see you there, Nicole. How
yeah,
are you?
all of
Thank
that.
you. I let me just because I didn't
Like
see. Oh, and Alyssa Marie, hi. Um, Sponsors. We have some amazing sponsors for the Year of the Horse,
you do.
and some of them have become really good friends. Like Nicole Druger of Bella Art de Nicole. We met at
Mhm.
GLE, and last summer, and I consider her a friend as well. And what a great company! So she has made a beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
tray and the
Oh,
putty holder. I love the putty holder. So I haven't gotten that yet, but I cannot wait. And yes, so I didn't. I'm sorry, I have. I need to get my not even bifocals. I need to try the progressives because this is for close up and then this is for distance. But because I'm where I'm at, it's been kind of hard to read certain things. But
thank
hey,
you.
Mutter, hi, Linda,
Yeah.
everybody. Did you
Did
decide on Craft
I
and
don't
Crime
craft
Daily's
on
horses?
horses.
So yes. So if you're going to those are so Rebecca of Craft and Crime Daily made some mini canvases for the year of the horse, and amazing. And actually I am waiting for mine, should be coming in this
I
week or
haven't
next
seen
week.
those.
And oh yeah. And she made them at the beginning,
What
like at the
do
beginning of the month. And as soon as I asked her to be a sponsor, she came out with them. They are not the mini minis. So no mini minis like Paint Jam minis or the
oh,
DAC mini
wait, I have
dazzles.
seen these. Yeah, yeah.
So these are bigger. These are more like the minis from like Amy Small's the Diamond Design Co. And I
Right.
believe they're like, are they 20 by 20 centimeters? I forget the size, or they're a little bit
They're,
smaller. But those are
um,
those you have, but you have to do the whole set. That you have to do. That's the one thing. If you work on those like minis that aren't really mini minis, um, I'll put a size to make it easier for everybody. I'll put a size, but you have to do the whole all four canvases.
mhm.
You'll have to complete all four canvases.
That's usually how it is
Or three,
anyway.
I think wait, Linda, yes. So 20, okay, so we were looking at a 40 by 30 canvas, I was like, you have to do. So if it's a 20 by 20, you may just have to finish one of them. You may
Mhm.
just, all you'll have to do is one. So again, it goes back to that size requirement. And but you can work on those. You can absolutely work on those, whether it's you need to complete one or two or three, whatever it is. But if it is 20 by 20 centimeters, then you just have to complete
And I
one
know
for the
that
month.
there was some confusion the other night. The first rise, and we had to iron out some kinks, and I think it's pretty much ironed out for the
Yeah, yeah. I think that it's pretty much the same. It's just, yeah, that size requirement of what the progress is going to
yeah.
be. But yeah, so one per month, Linda. Yes, yes. If it's 20 by 20, you need to complete the entire one entire mini for the month. If you have a bigger canvas, a regular size canvas, then you don't have to finish the canvas. You just have to have an area of a 20 by 20 completed.
See, I thought a small team just like that, but then I cut this canvas in today, and that I mean, of course, that's something I worked on, but I don't. I haven't taken it out yet because I got it and it's time to get out of the chair and get up and at it tomorrow to work. But I told her, I said, I need to unlock this thing because I got to figure out how to set it up because I don't know how many tellers mine has. I don't have a clue.
Oh, you didn't look at the color count? Okay, you're talking about the Lori Prindle you just got?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
glad to do it.
If you go to Beach City
I don't see
Boutique
any
and you
tellers.
look at the canvases, you can she actually has the sheet, the sticker sheet with all the colors and the color count. It's actually on
Oh,
there. You could
oh
print
yeah,
it because I
yeah.
printed mine out before I got my canvas. And
I did that
yeah.
now. Now that you said that, I remember Matt actually showed me that because I had no idea how large the timber was. And he said, "It says here on the sister sheet." I said, "Oh, yeah, the sister sheet."
Yeah, it's
Didn't cross
there.
my mind to look at
Yeah,
that.
which I think is pretty cool. Another cool thing while we're talking about Beach City Boutique is that, and this may appeal to some people and turn some people off. You know, it all depends. Everybody has their preference in everything. Just like whether you're team square or team round, there's no right or wrong. There's no right, nothing's better than the other. Everybody has their own taste, but um her canvases can go to the edge where you don't have the
The
schematics
infinity.
on the canvas
Thing.
itself.
Yeah,
You'll
the
just have
infinity.
the right.
That is
So
very
that
nice.
you can get it with the schematics if you want to. I use washi tape on my borders all the time because I have a cat a long-haired cat, a Persian, hairs everywhere, especially this time of year. My hair sheds. You have the long fuzzy sleeves. So I always try to keep the washi, and then it doesn't always stick because hair does get in there anyway. But yeah, so I usually cover my schematic, and I always try to just um keep it with me. And I I'll show it one day on my channel, but I make a copy of
Oh,
it before. Sometimes I forget and I
yeah,
start kidding up and I haven't
that's
taken a
what I
picture,
do.
and I kick myself in the butt. But I try
Mhm.
to take a picture of it before I start kidding up so that I have it and I use that while I'm working on the canvas. Because I'd rather
So,
look at that than try to look at the with the washi tape on it.
do you have anything else you're looking forward to?
Um, so there's a lot of changes coming up already. I'm actually looking for, you know what I'm looking for the event. I'm looking forward to April, which is Kelly Rains' birthday, and then September, which will be mine. And we have some special stuff for those 2 months, our birthday months in the year of the horse. I'm looking forward to another event that's going to be coming at the end of the year, which I don't know. I don't know that we can announce it yet. Um
I I don't think so yet.
so yeah, so
Um,
there's another event that, yeah, I know this is crazy, but we have our in the memory of with Lee that Tammy and Lee will be doing, and I help with them. So it's like the three of us. And then I really love Share the Care. That's near and dear to my heart. So that
mhm.
event, and then there will be one more event that will
One
be
more.
announced soon.
Yeah, one
And
more. We're dying to announce that we can't right now out of the as soon
I'm
as
really excited about that.
yeah.
Really excited about that one. So when the time comes, we'll talk more about that. Um, Tammy will. And just, I'm there's a lot of changes in my life, positive and negative, and even the positive changes cause stress. So I'm going to be dealing with a lot of stress anyway at the very
Mhm.
beginning, but I think there's a lot that I'm looking forward in the 60th year of my life. I'm going to be making some changes in my personal life, and I think that's gonna
And I think that
they're gonna be good.
that yeah, it is. It's gonna be good for you, and you're gonna move forward.
And I'm
And
excited about my channel.
that was my next question. Let's talk about your channel before we end up wrapping it here.
Yeah, we need to.
What
It's
you got? What you got going on?
so yeah. So I the name Sparkle Dust and Diamonds came around when I decided to do a channel, which was in 2024. The January 20, it was like December 2023, January 2024 was, but my mother had passed. And in December of 2023, and it broke me bad. And as hard as I tried, my daughter had given me some equipment that she had for some shopping stuff. I don't know, some stuff. I forget what she was doing at the time, but she gave me some equipment and things for me to use. But every time I recorded tons of videos. That was no problem. But I never got the nerve to upload anything onto the channel. I think I did one little video in 2024. Um, and that was it. So
You
now,
did one little
yeah,
video.
a little video. So now I'm still nervous. I'm still, like I said, I just wanted to do my channel. And I thought, like, I had done a tutorial for my sister one time when I learned she was already diamond painting, to show her something like how I store my drills, my leftover drills. And I did a little video for her instead of trying to explain the whole thing and show. So I did a little tutorial video, and I think that also gave me the bug for it. And I was looking more at that about time and painting. Then I was also looking at it for somehow how to incorporate it and have it geared towards kids, because my great niece, I got her into diamond painting, and she is such a YouTuber, and she's only 8 years old. But I wanted to do something with her. So it's been evolving, and it's been, and now in this past year, 2025, it's just kind of with working on the Asian event, and with Adam, who's a dear friend, and he had me on his channel one time, and that, yeah, so I said I was gonna I just want to do it for myself. It's for myself. It's not to grow or anything like that. It's just for myself. So if you watch, you watch. If you don't, you don't. If you want to see something, let me know, and I will try to. If I ever bring something up and you're like, oh wait, I want to see that, or I want to know more about that, let me know, and I'll go from there. As far as content
Yeah.
goes. But I wasn't intending to go live. I just wanted to do like whipping chats and unboxings, and that was it. And now with the events, I kind of had to face my demon, and yeah, that was why that first live was kind of like, yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. But I'm not looking forward to the live so much. Well, actually, the giveaway lives will be fun. That will be fun. So I am looking forward to that. But I'm just having the channel, and just sharing, and getting maybe to know some people in the community a little bit more so than during the event. So yeah, just no real direction as to where I wanted it for mindfulness, to talk about mindfulness and how it helps. There's so many reasons that I've wanted to do this, and why I never gave up on it 100%, and why now it's finally happening. But yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
you could do it. That's why I was so insistent on you. I knew you could do it. But, when you had asked me to help you with this year of the horse, I'm going to be honest with you, I was scared that you do it. Not that you couldn't do it. I know you can. You can do anything that you want to do. But I was afraid that it would cause you too much. Just like that. And then don't you just want to like smack that sometimes? No, I'm kidding that. You're right.
I'll leave it
I
to
I mean to say that. Saying. But I was
yes.
afraid that it takes a lot out of you, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And but then I talked to you for a while. And we got a little plan. And I said, okay, well, outline this for me. I want to know. Not that I could keep on trying doing it. I know I couldn't. But I wanted to know exactly. She thought it through. And like what I do, I did a hairline idea. I just go with it. I don't think you want to know. I don't think many of you are learning that, yeah, I'm going to strangle you, Matt. Just wait and see. No, you're right, though. You're right. Can't time people out or just okay. Yes, I know you can't. But Pat
And
is definitely something you can't time, that's for sure. I'll tell you that much. She doesn't know what no means. And she will go out her way to do anything she can for anybody, especially me. And so a lot of times, like even today, I knew she'd had a rough day, and she still, once she commits to something, she won't say no. So you're in for a treat, I tell you that much. But that being said, we got a really good team between you and Kelly and me
I
and
think,
Jay, there always gonna be somebody there that can pick up the slack when somebody else can't.
yeah. Yeah.
And it
And
takes a good team to do a whole year event, you
And
know.
I've done the whole year now,
Yeah.
working. It wasn't my event, but I worked with the co-hosts
Mhm.
very closely in the Asian event with Eve and Adam and the team. And then I also did, now having done a shorter event, so I know the difference. And it doesn't intimidate me the year knowing that this event is for a year. It really actually doesn't intimidate me at all. It's all the other things going on. I think a smaller event, a shorter event intimidates me more. But yes, Matt, leave it to Matt, but Matt put it out there. Yes. Would you share about your move? Yes, I am in the process of moving.
He would beat me to it because I was getting there. He beat me. Now if you
Yeah.
want to come to the interview, I'll let you know.
That yes, I am moving, folks. I'm moving four and a
Yep,
half hours from where I live. I'm still going to be in the state of New York. It's
really.
excited about the move and not excited about the packing. And once the move is over, though, that's part of what I'm looking forward to is all the new changes and things coming with that move and what that move means. Yeah, in the long run. So it'll make everything with the event so much easier. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the move. I'm not enjoying the packing process and having to go through my stash, pack my stash because it's going to be a reality check. Even though I am a Gems Flow person, so I do have an idea of what my stash is, but I haven't been able to 100% get it all in yet. And I have to be very meticulous about packing up my stash because I'm going to be looking at what I'm going to destash. I just can't do it before the move. I have to wait till after the move. And then so yeah, so I have to know and what canvases I'm working on for the year. So that's going to be a process. So there's the regular packing, the regular move, and now there's the whole diamond painting move. Like there's a whole other thing now. So that's yeah. Yeah, so I'm
Well,
trying to separate those two things.
Matt brought up the good point just now. He cannot imagine getting out of the city to slow life down in a way, bring some peace, hopefully, and I sure hope so. I hope
Yes.
it does.
Well, actually, I don't live in the city. So if anybody's familiar with Long Island, I live so it's the state and then the fish, So I live on the island on the fish. So
It's
on one
not,
end you have Manhattan, the city and the boroughs, which are not considered this the city. The city's Manhattan, but for me, as a Long Islander my whole life, anything that is past the Nassau border that goes into Queens and any of the boroughs to me is the city because I'm not a city person. So this is very suburban like where I live is the suburbs. So I'm between right now I'm between halfway between the city and halfway between the Hamptons, where you have everybody from Manhattan that goes goes spends the summer months in the Hamptons. So yes, so that's where I'm at. So it's nice. And the further east you go on the island on the fish, it gets a little bit more rural. Now where I'm moving to is a little bit more rural. It's a little bit more country-ish, which I love. I'm looking forward to hiking, hopefully if my body will let me, and that can also contribute to my health and my mental well-being. There's a lot of hiking trails. I'm bringing up my bike, which I couldn't have here, but I had it at my house or selling the house. So I do have a house as well on the island. So bringing my bike, I'm looking forward to that, and maybe little by little. And I do love to kayak. I have a kayak. I haven't in a few years, so hopefully I can do that as well. There's a lot to do up there, and I am looking forward to it. It's beautiful, and yeah, I'm going to be moving in with a relative right now until things settle down, and then decide whether what I'm gonna do next. So there will be another move this year in 2026. So it'll be this move and then there will be another one. But that shouldn't be a big deal. That should be fine. That's fine. So yeah, thanks, Matt. It is going to be an eventful year. But yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Kat, is there
Yes.
anything else you do want to talk about that we didn't touch on?
I can't recall anything right now. I'm just if you have a passion for horses, anything like that, if you just want to come along for the ride, join the Year of the Horse Facebook group and participate if you have a canvas. It is, oh, by the way, I didn't mention the canvas, the theme. So it needs to be theme related. It's not just horses. So anything horse related, any horse animal, which includes a donkey, zebras, mules. I had forgotten about mules. Mules, they all look the same anyway, but yeah. And then you
I forgot
fantasy
about that.
horses like unicorns and Pegasus, and for fun, seahorse. So yes, and that's Linda said she's going to be working on that in February, a seahorse. So those, yeah. So anything, any type of canvas that has that. So there's a Chuck Pinson, a few Chuck Pinsons that have horses in it. They're landscapes, but they have horses in it. There's a horse in it or a horse animal in it. It counts. It counts. So you
Okay.
don't have to necessarily just love horses too. You can do the unicorn thing or the Pegasus thing or the seahorse. There's some really cute seahorse canvases out there right now. But yeah, so yep, so looking forward to that. Come to my channel if subscribe if you have anything that you want to see, anything specific, let me know, and I will take any critique on my channel as long as it's kind. Just be kind.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Always be kind. That's the first thing I always
But
say.
yes, I will take, Matt will throw it at me, he'll dish it out, but yeah, it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, yeah. He kind of learned to do this to the family. Yeah, yeah. It, you know, I'm excited about this event. I really am. If I can get my team to get it up in before the first, that's the
You,
plan.
if you do that, definitely. I was going to tell you, you need to, yeah.
I'm gonna try to unbox it and put it up on the channel before what's today?
Yeah, only have a couple more days, a few more days. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna try to have it up for Saturday.
Okay, that'll
Don't
do.
hold
That'll
me to
work.
that. Don't hold me to that. I'm gonna try. I'm trying my best. But Kat, I truly thank you for
Thank you for
being here.
having me.
I
Thank you
really
for being
appreciate
friend, my friend.
always, always. All right, Dad, do you have anything else for her before we go? I mean, I could talk to
Aw.
her all day long, but
Nope. Just message me. We can't be here all night long.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could talk to you all night long. But consider I'm about to jump out of the chair. I did
Mhm.
something to
Yeah,
the
both of
end.
us.
I know. I'm so sorry. It's so rude. I didn't even move around from it, but I'm so sorry. But thank you, Kat, for being here. We
Oh,
all
thanks, Risa. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tams.
yeah, always. And I guess it's oh, I do want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers that I've gotten. I had been on the Vet channel. I had got quite a lot since then, so thank you. I appreciate that. And she's an exceptional woman, and I suggest that you go watch her.
Oh my gosh, yes. Put Lisette's chat. That's a great channel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
She doesn't always have content, but she's an amazing person. That's an inspirational person. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Kat, do you want to say anything before we wrap up?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my crazy talk. And thank you for all of you that are participating in the event. Thank you, Tams, for having me and always having my back and always being there for me when I need somebody. Yeah. Thank you. And
Always,
Eve's
always.
out there. Yeah. I have some really special people in this community that I can count on without a doubt.
Always.
But we both need to get some rest. So
Well, You let me know if you need anything, and then, like I said, as soon as the meeting's up, I will share that on my lives, my channels, Pat channels, all of ours. But
Thanks,
you
Rich.
guys,
Night, Rich.
good night. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you for sharing that with Matt. I meant to tell you to do
Oh,
that.
thank you. Mm-hmm.
Not just you, all of you died. I told you I just didn't gridling today. But you get some rest, and I will check on you later. Are there anything else you want to say before we
Nope.
shut down?
I'm gonna say good night to everybody, and I'm gonna go. Bye.
Yep. All right, guys.